Hello YouTube, this is Charlie426 and today we have another review and finally a review of the EX Model 1 to 144 scale Hildolfr from MS Igloo. Now anybody who's seen Gundam MS Igloo should know what this is, and if you know what this is a very interesting mobile suit slash a really great mobile suit. Now, those who don't know what it is, it's basically a tank slash mobile suit. It's like it's one of those mobile armors where you can swap into a different MA and MS mode sort of thing. And now the reason why I said this is a EX model 1 to 144 scale because EX models, there's a good amount of EX models out there, and not all EX models actually share the same scale because there are actually EX models of trucks, motorcycles, small tanks, and all sorts of diorama material stuff. So that's one of the cases, and this is one of the actually few EX model kits that's actually like related to a mobile suit or mobile armor. The other thing that I can pretty much say is maybe the Ago, but that's pretty much it. Now, hunting this down was a very tricky time for me because Gundam Base Korea did not have been waiting a good time, and they never got a restock of these. So last time I went to Akihabara, I found this and did not hesitate to get this for 5,000 yen. Yeah. All right. First of all, this is not, as mentioned, this is an EX model, but not an HGUC model. So don't get that confused. Okay. Secondly, this is a parts former. Hence, if you look at the components, you have these parts. Yeah, I mean, if you modify it, I'm pretty sure there's people out there who is able to modify it without using parts forming. But oh well, that's just me. Okay, let's start with the components. Now, this is a very big kit, so I prepared the Gundam Local type, the typical HG kit for size comparison. So let me just put that in the corner. First of all, you get some leftover polycaps. Yes, these are the same polycaps you see, yada yada. And you get, instead of decals, you get water slides. So yeah, just letting you guys know. I mean, they're nothing too special, but I'm assuming by looking at these numbers, maybe there were a few more Hildolfs out there, but who knows. And then we have these parts which are used for the parts forming process. You get, okay, technically you get two machine guns. These are the old, like, Mark 1 Zaku machine guns where the ammo clip is on the side. You have this one right over here, and another thing I like about it is like there's a good amount of small details on this kit. Like for example, on the back of the tank you have another machine gun. I believe they're the same machine gun, at least, or sort of. I mean, they're the same, like they're similar but not exactly the same. So you have one machine gun, and look at all those small details engraved. You have like a ladder thing going on, and it really gives out that tanky feeling. Like you got even, I don't know what these are, but usually in movies I would see them fire like flares from these areas. But yeah, like that, and all the treads and stuff. Those are the treads are actually rubber material, so they don't actually move or rotate like the gun tank. So don't try that. Anyway, that's that. So, as mentioned, you get a machine gun, you get a trigger hand for the right hand and the left hand for a good reason. Which, because in the Hildolfr and the MS Igloo, the Hildolfr actually carries one machine gun on its own and then picks up one from the Zaku's. So that's that. Among that, you get another normal multi-purpose hand for the left hand. And then you have these parts, which I'm pretty sure those who love dioramas should love. You get like small, like figurines like these. I don't think these are like specific characters like from the series, but yeah. You have like a dude you have the arms of a dude like that look like he's walking around. You get another one, and let's see, you get a dude who's like on a some sort of position right over here. You get two of those as well, another one right over here, and then you get this one who's just like standing like that. I think this is the actual pilot. I forgot his name, but it does look like him, sort of. Yeah, and those are not gonna be easy to paint. Okay, now let's get on to the review. Now I'm just gonna do the size comparison right now. Now when it comes to height, definitely the HG is like definitely taller if you look in front, but if you go to the side, this is a very long kit. So yeah, you can see it's almost like twice the length of a normal HG kit. Well, not exactly twice, but you get my point. So this is a very large kit than you think. So I'm gonna put that away. So what can you do while you're in tank mode? There's not much actually, but I just want, this is really meant for those who love like details or like doing dioramas, because you can see all the clunky details inside these parts. And there is actually a mono eye inside there. I mean, this part doesn't really open, but it's open a really little bit, and there's a mono eye in the middle, which I wasn't really thinking while building, so I forgot to apply the water slide decal for the mono eye, or nor even color it. So yeah, it's gonna stay there forever. Now, articulation is not a big aspect of this kit. I just wanted to mention that because I know people out there who only cares about articulation when it comes to kits, but this one, articulation is not the main thing. So what in this tank mode, what you can do is you can move the cannon up and down like that. It goes up a good amount and goes straight like that. You can't move side to side in this mode, just so you guys know. And then you can open these, you can flap these part up, and then you can, oh boy, yeah, there you go. You can pull out the cranes like this, and I really like this aspect because you can see that not everything on the kit is like meant for combat purposes. Oops, that did not sound good, but yeah, because yeah, cranes are not really meant for combat purpose, but I'm assuming that this is a tank, and when it's in like a situation or in a environment where it requires to like move some boulders, you can use these. However, kit wise, they did not do the best way, because the way how these move, I wish the main moving, it's connected behind the shoulders of the arms, so it doesn't really have much movement other than like going side to side like this. I wish it was more of a, oh boy, there we go. I wish it was more of a, yeah, there are some parts that's going to fall off really easily than you think. So as you can see, that just happened. So there we go. Okay, there we go. Because you have to take the front part off for the parts forming or transformation. So it doesn't really stay like, it doesn't really lock into place as strong as you think. So yeah, you can still see it's a little bit wobbly in the front, but yeah. So yeah, I wish rather the main connection was on top of the shoulder, so you can actually move the cranes to the side, like outside, so it would make more sense. But yeah, and you can see like the arm is hidden right below there. However, you cannot have the hands together while having the crane on top of it. I did hear from someone that if you have the articulated hands, like I believe like the 3.0 hands or 2.0 hands, you can actually have them together. So yeah, okay, that's that. You can fold these parts back on, and there you go. I really love how the crane actually just fits right there and makes it look like you don't really know there's a crane on the kit. So as mentioned, so there's actually 3 segments: the front part, the middle part, and the back part. So yeah, there's all these small details. So if you're really into like tank weathering or like detailing, this is your kit. I mean, the kit is not a cheap kit. It's, as mentioned, like 5,000 to 6,000. In Korea, it goes up to 8,000 depending on the situation. So yeah, if you can get this kit, if you're like really into modeling or diorama, or if you started out Gunpla by like building and coloring tanks, this is for you. Now I'm going to go for the transformation. I'm not going to show the process because it may take a little bit too long, so I'll be right back with the transformation. If you guys do want to see the full transformation process, leave a comment below, and maybe I'll make a video on showing how the transformation works. So I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back with the Hildolfr in its transformation mode. Yeah, and now at this point, to those who were not sure what it was, now may be familiar now, because the Hildolfr, I believe, had more screen time in this mode as well. Okay, now I took only off the armor part to show you guys how the arm articulation works, and before I go on, you can see now this machine gun has an ammo clip right over there. If you can't see, let me just zoom in. You can see now there's an ammo clip right over here. You only get one ammo clip, and they're stored inside the main armor on this side. So for example, on the inside there's another peg there you can attach, but for some reason they only give you one. I mean, you get, I guess in the show you only have one, I guess, but yeah, it's kind of funny. They give you two pegs and only give you one, but oh well. Oh, all right. So at this point, there is now a little bit of articulation. Uh, the 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 cannon does still move up and down as well, up that much. So yeah, the cannon does not move side to side because of its structure. And once again, if you're kind of curious about the height difference, you can still see the Hildolfr itself. It's still not as tall as a normal mobile suit, but still it's still big when it comes to the length on the side parts. So just so you guys know, now the length of the side parts does not actually change. So of course you do have to swap this part from a piece that doesn't have the square part on it, and then has a hole here so you can connect the main body onto that part. And that part that connects to the bottom is actually through a ball joint, a plastic ball joint. And you can see that actually this piece was actually the one was right over here. You have to take it off and then reattach it onto that part for the parts forming area. So that's that. Okay, now this is how the arm articulation works. Now the connection is very, very interesting. You don't see these too often. Now you have, I believe this is like a typical or similar Zaku arm. So you can, okay, this is how it's supposed to look like. And now you have this interesting connection, so you can go forward like that. So it's really interesting. So it's really hard to tell what this is, but yeah, it has a good amount of movement like that. Hands are your typical ball jointed hands, and then you do have like a twist right over here like that. You can go 90 or a little bit more if you want to do so. So that's a very good plus indeed. And yes, as you can see, the body does, or the main, yeah, I'm gonna say body can move or rotate, or so to say. So rotating, if there's nothing in the way, 360 twist is or should be possible as well. And oh boy, that did not sound good, but oh well. And I did sort of try to open up the head a little bit more, and now reveals the mono eye, which I'm still not sure if you guys can see through the camera. So yeah, that's pretty much it. There's not much to do. I mean, the Hildolfr was not much of a articulated mobile suit. It was mostly a test type mobile suit that never got mass produced. So oh well. Yeah, I mean, if there's any questions regarding the kit, please feel free to ask, because if you bought this and was expecting like a very articulated, very functional mostly, that's kind of your fault for thinking that way. And this is a pretty old kit, so yeah. Anyway, thank you for watching the review. This was the review of the Hildolfr. Once again, recommended for those who are really into diorama or tanks. Well, yeah, as mentioned, if you want to see the full transformation process, please leave a comment below. I will try to make one as well. Until then, see you guys next time!